So hello guys, in this video, let me just get there. So in this video, we're going to be assigning primary keys and making relationships. So before we make our relationships, we have to assign primary keys to our tables and identify foreign keys. So what is a primary key? A primary key is a unique identifier for a table. Normally, these unique identifier, these fields, are nobody else has it. Like for example, an ID number. You're the only student in the university with that particular ID number. Also, driver's license, a telephone number, TRN, social security numbers. These can be primary keys. Also, you have what is called a foreign key. A foreign key is a foreign key is a common field in a particular table, but it's a primary key of another table. So that field appears at least twice in the database. But let's look at it. So example, we have the student table, and the student ID is the primary key of the student table. When you move over to the registration table, you will see student ID again. This is a foreign key because it's a common field. There's no big yellow key beside of it here in the registration table. However, it's a primary key of another. So once it fulfills this condition of being common in one table but it's a primary in another, that's a foreign key. So you need to link the primary keys to a foreign key to create a relationship. So in the relationship, the tables are linked so that you may derive useful information from your database. The primary key and the foreign keys are linked together and you enforce referential integrity. I'm going to explain very soon what is enforcing referential integrity. So let's jump into access. So here we have the different tables. They are already open and we're going to be assigning primary keys. So you can go into the left hand corner, right click primary key, or you can go up here and select primary key. All right, and if you want to undo it, you just select it again, check it again, and it will be gone. It's the same thing. So let's say that you have erroneously selected telephone as the primary key and you want to undo it. All you just do is right click, press it again, click it again, and it's gone. So let's use the teacher ID for the teachers table. Pressing Ctrl S to make sure that it's saved. Going on now to student, primary key, clicking the registration table again, left hand corner, primary key, to the class table, primary key, and there we have all the primary key. And as you can see, the tables, they were all in the design view, and I did it in the design view to add the primary keys. Now, in order for us to do the relationship, we have to make sure that the tables are closed. So I'm just going to select right here, then close. Yes, I want to save the changes. Close. Yes, I want to select the save the changes. And for here, close. Yes, I want to select the changes. Now, in order for us to establish relationship, we go to database, tools. We go on relationships. Now, if you do not see the tables popping up, you can do two things. Either right click in the empty space, click show table, or we can go to show table up here. So let's do it from here. Now let's add all the tables. So I've just selected everything and I click add, or you can just select them one and they will be there. So what you're doing now, you're going to be dragging and dropping the primary key to the foreign key to link. So the same, for example, student ID, the same student ID, do you see it in any other table? Well, look around, you will see that it's in the registration table, right? And that's the process that you're going to go through during your test. So it's a primary key here. You drag and drop it onto the foreign key, which is the command field right there. So to check student ID to student ID to make sure that you have drag and drop to the right field, you're going to be enforcing the referential integrity. And what referential integrity ensures that there are no orphan records. What it means that you cannot register for a class or register for different classes on your diet and you are not a student of the university. So whatever is reflected in the registration table should be reflected in the student table, and whatever is reflected in the student table should be reflected in the registration table. That is integrity, honesty. So having done that, we hit create, click create, and then we will see a one-to-many relationship. So let's go to edit again the relationship so we can see what's there, and you would have seen one relationship type, one to many, and this means that one student can register for many classes, not for the school but for many classes. You see the class ID right here, it tells you that the students will be registered for classes, that is. So then let's move on to the next thing. Registration ID is already taken. Student ID is taken. Class ID. Do you see class ID belonging to any other table? Look around, and you will see it in the class table. But however, it is the primary key of another table, of this table. So we're going to drag the primary key to the foreign key. So we're going to hit the enforce referential integrity. Create. Hold on. Now we're going to be moving on to class ID. Let's look around. Class ID is already taken. Do you see class name anywhere else? As a primary key, if it's a common field, you must be looking for a primary key, right? Is a primary key of anything else? No. Teacher ID, do you see it as a primary key for anything else? Okay, yes. So right here, the primary key of the teacher's table is teacher's ID. So I'm going to drag and drop from the primary key to the foreign key. And there you are. So one teacher can teach many different classes. So this is one to many, one to the infinity sign. Yeah, just say it. It means one to many. So there we have our relationships. Now we're just going to save it, right? So you don't give a name to it, you just save it as a relationship for the overall table. And in the next video, we're going to go on to create forms and reports. And we're also going to be doing some queries later on, okay?